Hi everybody, Mandy here. I want to share with you how you can get more out of your cat and cow poses. So first I'll show you what cat is if you're not familiar. Cat pose is on all fours. You tuck your tail under, round your back, drop your head, and that's spinal flexion. And then you can go the other direction, and that is cow pose, and that's extension of the spine. Okay, so everybody pretty much kind of takes those two poses for granted. They're just there. And we just have to do them, and they are fun, they're nice, but people tend to really skip through them. They get really attached to doing the cat and the cow pose themselves, but really it's actually about the journey, the moving between the 2 points. And so my advice to you when you're doing this movement is to move slowly, move vertebra by vertebra, be curious. And be curious about what? Well, notice where your spine moves really easily, and notice where it's more sticky. If you go through the pose quickly, you can't feel that. You just are just going for a big stretch, and you don't really notice all the little details along the way. And it's all about the details. It's all about the journey between your tailbone to the base of your neck. So you want to explore what the sticky parts feel like. And maybe you could even set a goal to see if you can make it less sticky over time. And I guarantee you, most likely it will get better. You will move more easily if you pay attention when you are moving in your cat and cow. One thing I sometimes tell my students is just to focus on the low back itself. And what I mean by that is I ask them to keep their rib cage still and to just move from the belly button down. So I'll show you what that looks like. Tucking the tail and lifting the tail, and just exploring what those feel like, going slowly through them. A lot of times people want to move the upper back to try to help along with the fact that there's not so much mobility in the low spine, or sometimes the other way around where the person moves very easily in the low back but there's not as much mobility up here. So in that case you could keep the low back still and just move from the upper back and forward. So just keeping what I'm trying to say is keep the low back really still and focus on moving in the upper back. So the more you move vertebra by vertebra, the more you're able to change the tissue between the vertebra and eventually get more mobility out of your spine. So I highly recommend those two poses. If you're not doing them right now, they're great. Don't skip over them. They're not just stretches of your spine. They're actually about spinal mobility. And if you get curious and become more aware, like what yoga is all about, you will get so much more out of them. Thanks for watching. See you next time.